Sorry, I'm messing with my keyboard because it lights up, and because the one that the new one showed up and it lights up now, and it's turning. I was gonna put it away, and it's like, no, I should turn the. Well, click into the game is what you should do. Should turn the light off and save some power, I assume. Okay, so that's. I was reading the summary there. Okay, that's what we gotta do. We gotta finish our personal journeys, and then possibly Junjiro's as well. I don't think that's showed up yet. By the way, it's storming right now, so if the stream suddenly ends, you'll know why. So the clouds decided that it was time to stop. So I turned in, I went around and got all the food places, and I turned in that quest. I don't know that it got me anything directly, but now my ration capacity is 9 for Naue, and I did not see what it is for Yasuke. 10. Makes sense. Ah, dang it, I just remembered I wanted to go upgrade their gear. We'll be fine. Everything is fine. It's not a problem. It's not that outdated. Our gear is not that outdated, so let's just go to Naue's thing. What else was I doing? Oh yeah. A little more important than the food thing, I got enough of the knowledge points that my knowledge rank is now 6. So for Naue, I spent her points on assassination damage 3. Don't have anything here. More tools. Increased durability on my kunai, so I guess it's easier to get them back after I kill someone. And additional damage with a kunai. And I think, yeah. So that's it for Naue. That's all she could afford. And then Yasuke. Okay, so I only put his into bow. More arrows. This now has days. And this is now posture shots. Sorry, I was getting distracted. My phone went off. It's like, oh, it's just Discord. Which, by the way, the Discord Nitro that was supposed to come with my keyboard apparently doesn't apply to my account. I tried to get it, and it's like, nope, not. You can't get it because you're not a new subscriber. Even though the listing on, like, when I click to get the code on Best Buy, it's like, oh yeah, for new and returning. If I'm not new and I'm not returning, then what am I? I thought those are the only 2 states of being. Yeah, I think Yasuke is fine for now. I don't think he really needs any points into anything in particular. I guess I could do just general more melee damage. Also, if I forgot, actually, and I forget so much that I don't even remember when I did this, but it may have been yesterday, but it could have also been Monday. I was watching something while playing, and I turned the master volume to the game down. So if last time was quiet, that would be why. I forgot to turn it back up. But I was sure to turn it back up this time. There's no... There's her thing. The meaning of the blade. And Yamato. I'm on practically the opposite end of the continent. This looks pretty close. Also, I changed now his outfit again. I thought when I was going through my gear the last time, that I had the Yurei Walker hood. I didn't see it, so I'm either misremembering or I'm blind. Speaking of being blind and or you know, deprivation of senses, I think my ear is starting to finally unclog. Because I think things are starting to be more audible in that ear, but it's still noticeably uneven. But at least right now it sounds a bit more normal. Look around him. But still definitely louder in the one ear. Horse. Come on. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening to the game right now, and it's like it sounds more natural, but still unnaturally loud.
The Shogun's spies lost track of the assassin. There may be a clue as to how they escaped.
Still kind of
There it is.
unnaturally loud in my
The
right
Shogun
ear.
told the truth. Let's see what happens.
Oh, it's a keyhole. I thought it was just the symbol. Did you even turn the blade? It didn't even look like it did anything.
Come on! Move! Move!
Maybe it's a push door, or... No, she was pushing. Maybe it's a pull door. Or maybe it's a lift door. Not a...
Enough, Naoe. Stop. Okay. Think. Feel. Let it all pass through you. Clear your mind. Machine.
You're alive. Rest, my plum. I've got you.
The box. I couldn't stop him.
The fort is mine. It was my oath, and I failed. I kept so many secrets for so long, never knowing if I should reveal them. Your mother left me with a heavy burden. To protect the box and to raise you. I did not want to put that burden on your shoulders.
The box.
One of 3 Imperial regalia. The jewel. They are the sacred heart of our country. Treasures the Emperor entrusted the Kagoshima Ikki to protect. But that was long ago. Back when we met Tsuyu.
My mother.
She was the apprentice of a Namma stranger. She followed this foreign creed of assassins. They came to Iga seeking help from Momochi Sandai. They said the balance of the world was at risk. So you stayed with us in Iga. Became a student of Sandai, as Hanzo and I were. But soon, the student became the master. We all swore upon her creed, an oath. The creed I should have taught you. You are so much like your mother. I was afraid that if you knew, you would suffer the same fate.
Stewart.
It was my oath to the creed to protect the jewel. But I loved her. And when you came, You were our jewel. We loved you so much. For a few years, we prospered. The regalia were safely hidden in Setsu. Our league grew. Our enemies faded. We were foolish to let our guard down. A new foe rose from the shadows. I stayed in Iga with you while the league was slaughtered. The regalia stolen. Only Sandai, Tsuyu, and Hanzo survived. Tsuyu returned in the night with the jewel. She made me swear to protect it and entrusted me alone. She promised me she would return with the other regalia. But she never did. When Sandayu returned, he told me Tsuyu had died. It shattered my soul. I hid the jewel in the Kofu and kept her secret. The League died with her. I swore to myself to never let anything happen to you, our jewel. And every night, for years, I played her favorite song. And then, one night, across the valley, I heard someone playing the song back to me. I ran towards the source, but she was gone. I know it was her. And so, I kept playing her song every night to let her know the jewel was safe. And that you were all right. Now, she might be alive. We must find her. If we can just reach Tomiko's, there is hope. She will help us.
I remember now. I remember it all. Stuart, why did you carry that burden by yourself? You weren't alone. I was right there. You weren't alone. Their song. He was calling to her. Tsuyu. Mother.
Where is the hinge, though? I can't tell how that's supposed to be moving.
I can't believe that worked. I wonder if my father knew of this place, knew where these stairs lead.
How did that move?
All those years angry at Stuart for not talking about my mother. The Imperial Regalia, the sacred hearts of our country. That was the mission Kataribera wrote about. Why would the Emperor trust them with this treasure? It doesn't matter.
I guess I'm not
My
supposed to be
parents died
lingering in this
protecting
room.
them,
I'm supposed to
and
keep
I
going.
will too.
I have one box, but I don't have the other two.
Valor, wisdom, benevolence. I return the jewel. I have honored my promise, Chichiue. My love, if you read this, it is because you and our Naoe have been forced from Iga. Because our secret is discovered. I know you may not understand my absence or my reasons for it. They are not the only secrets I have kept from you. I did not die the night our league fell. Mother?
Countless nights, I kept hidden, listening to Nagato's song, again and again. It took all those years to understand. It was the key.
It was you playing back to my father.
Forgive me, too.
So that's
You stole
2.
the regalia?
No. Lord Ieyasu found the mirror and stole it from the Foreign Order. A secret very few know. He believes these treasures belong to our land. He kept the mirror and waited to return it to the Emperor.
To gain favor from the Imperial Court.
Perhaps. He plays a much better Go game than I. But we both believe the foreign powers are only here to take from us.
So how did you get the mirror?
I am loyal to him now. I simply asked for it. Come, I will explain. You and the Black Samurai left Lord Ieyasu with quite the impression.
Oh?
He admired your friend's sense of honor. He perceived the samurai to hate the Foreign Order just as much as he did. Lord Ieyasu was just as interested in your character, your resilience to fulfill your father's promise. You now understand the meaning of the blade?
My parents followed an Imperial mission to protect the regalia and obeyed a creed that fought oppression.
Don't sound so excited.
No one likes giving details.
They were a foreign assassin brotherhood who battled foreign interests in our land. We served to protect those who could not protect themselves.
To shed a light on this world.
And this is what Lord Tokugawa Ieyasu saw in you.
That convinced him to give you the mirror?
It made him see why I needed it. Redemption.
Wasn't expecting so much dialogue.
Why do you need redemption? Hanzo.
I have to confess something that will be hard for you to hear. Please listen before acting.
I'll try. But no promises.
Your mother's strength with your father's compassion. The only people I have loved in this world. I told you Nagato and I were brothers despite our differences. But we had one thing in common. We both loved too. She had the beauty of Kishotenya and the fighting spirit of Hachiman. I did not care for her idealist foreign creed. All I wanted was her. The things I did to impress her. But she chose Nagato. A lower rank to Jisamurai. The pain and the shame were unbearable.
Did she know of your feelings for her?
My pride would never allow that. So I left Iga. I offered my services to whomever would give blood to my blade. They all feared me. Oni Hanzo, the bloodthirsty demon. Years passed, and I returned to Mibno. I thought I could conquer her hurt, impress her with my exploits. But then, I saw you. The perfect family. I left again. My rage consuming me. This was supposed to be my place. She should have loved me. I did. The unthinkable.
What did you do?
I heard of a mysterious group offering riches for the regalia.
You sold Ashikaga Yoshiaki their location. Out of resentment.
The contract was secret. I did not know who forged it, but I didn't care. I wanted to break them. So I sacrificed the thing to you loved most.
Her family. You jealous traitor.
You caused the Hargard to fall. It weakened her.
Careful, Hanzo.
I regretted it immediately. But it was too late. I rushed to Tsuyu to tell her the regalia had been compromised. She called the Kakushiba-eki back to defend Setsu.
But it wasn't enough. I saw their bodies in the Kofu.
The Imperial regalia was stolen. I betrayed them all. And Sandayu said she was dead. But I never believed him.
So you searched for her?
For years. I also watched your father mourn. Watched him raise and love you. You grew. As did my shame. After the first attack on Iga, I knew it was only a matter of time before it fell. I could not let Tsuyu's daughter die in a pile of rubble.
That night in Iga, you wrote that letter?
I always suspected your father to have the jewel, but so did the enemy. I offered you both the protection of my lord, but when Nagato refused, my options were few.
And the Shinbakufu got to us first.
I am sorry your father died. I tried to save you both, and I can save you still by persuading you from your path.
My path will unify us.
Is that what you think you're doing? Picking up misfits on the campaign for unity?
They are my family.
They slow you down. Family. That same weakness is what killed your mother and father. You repeat their fault.
And you have not learned from yours. What has your jealousy earned you but the name Demon?
I will take all your venom, which means we start anew. Naoe, do not make their mistake.
You really believe my mother is alive?
I do.
And if I go with you, you will help me find her?
Or die looking.
A wise boy taught me that if we want to move forward, it cannot be towards vengeance. It's a choice we must make more than once in this world.
We will move in the shadows together.
To serve the light. Go. I will wait for your message.
Lord Ieyasu was right. You are the future of our country.
Wait, did that cutscene give me a katana on my back? Why is it showing the logo? The store's not over yet. Don't tell me they're gonna sell me that as DLC. Okay. Well, maybe it's post game. I'm not gonna be mad. But if they're gonna sell it as DLC, I'm gonna be mad because usually these games complete their stories and then they sell you DLC. But yeah, I really like that. Shadows is really good. I'm still not really sure where it falls on my list of favorites, but it's on my list of favorites. It's definitely up there. This is really good. Like it's like I've said before, it's slow to get to where you're really powerful, but it pays off. The work you put into getting stronger pays off, and I think that's really part of the game's themes. Is building your strength, not just waking up and suddenly, oh look, I'm amazing. I think it was very much by choice that it was a slower growth process And I don't dislike it. I respect that decision, but I think I do prefer like how it was in Odyssey, where you can just get powerful, and then it's kind of just a matter of staying powerful. You know, keeping that power relevant, equal to or greater than the power of your enemies. But, you know, ignoring that as its own experience, it's fantastic. Like, I can see how when the game came out, the consensus around it was kind of like, it's another Assassin's Creed. But I feel like that is dismissive. I always feel like that's dismissive of these games. Just be like, oh, it's another one. Oh, Odyssey, oh, that's just another Origins. Oh, Valhalla, it's just like Odyssey. But, like, they're not. They're not identical. They're similar, but they're not identical. You know what you're getting into by buying it, because, you know, it's Assassin's Creed. You know, if you like Assassin's Creed, you'll probably like the next one. But there's enough different that, you know, not everyone likes every Assassin's Creed. It's the same way with Zelda games. You know what you're getting into when you buy a Zelda game. It's not going to be like, oh, look, it's a first-person shooter. Although I would buy that. But, like, you know, it's going to be a third-person game. It's going to be fantasy. You're probably going to have a sword. You're going to solve some puzzles, fight some bosses, that kind of stuff. Assassin's Creed is like that. You know what you're getting into. There is a formula to expect, but it's not formulaic. It's not a copy-pasted game. It's, in my opinion, as far as annualized games go, you know, this series, Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, Assassin's Creed is the better of them, because I can really see, like, the people who actually make these games, not just Ubisoft as a whole, but the actual, like, people with their hands on the game, you know, writing the story, writing the dialogue, making the worlds, making the gameplay. Those people still care about making a good game. They're not just like, oh, it's just another Assassin's Creed, we could just do whatever. They clearly care about making them distinct, making them still matter, even though there's a billion of them by now. And this game is very much like that. Oh, is my cursor? Get off the screen, cursor. I think this game is a great example of them not just pumping them out. It's like, oh, whatever, it's just Assassin's Creed. Like, it has a different feel than the other games. Even if you can say, like, oh, it's just like Odyssey. If you like Odyssey, you'll like this one. But there are enough differences that lead me to say, no, it's not identical to Odyssey. Like, it's a similar open world format. It's definitely bigger than Mirage. And Mirage definitely felt more like a classic game than this one does. So you kind of can be like, well, if you liked Odyssey, this is like that. But it's not a guarantee. It's not like, oh, if you like FIFA 19, you'll like FIFA 20. Or, you know, I should have used recent numbers. If you like FIFA 25, you'll like FIFA 26. It's literally the same game, but they just change out the people that are in it. I am very glad that the rumors that they were adding a third protagonist to this game were wrong. Because apparently, before this game came out, there was, you know, the backlash of like, oh, we don't like Yasuke, said stupid people. And there was the rumor like, well, people don't like Yasuke, so they're going to introduce a third protagonist. Which I guess doesn't really make sense, because that Yasuke would still be there. A third protagonist wouldn't stop people from hating him. But I'm glad that they didn't force in a third protagonist, because that would just would not have worked. And I like the dynamic of a samurai and a ninja. I think that really makes sense for a game set in Japan, because those are two very iconic parts of Japanese history. It's like, ask any foreigner. It's like, what do you know about Japan? Oh, I know ninjas. And they probably also know samurai. So, like, what would a third guy have even been? I mean, I guess going off of what this game did do, maybe it would have been some Portuguese guy. I don't know. But in terms of, like, their fighting style and stuff, I have no clue. Maybe, like, a traditional assassin. Like, less ninja-y than Naoe, but, like, more combat-oriented like Yasuke. I don't know. But I think that the dynamic of having two protagonists works so much better in this game than it did in Syndicate, because the characters are so much more distinct. And I liked Jacob and Evie, but their personalities kind of were stock for the series. You know, Jacob's kind of the smooth talking, you know, joke cracking, charming guy, and then Evie is kind of just the serious woman. You know, she's similar to, like, well, like the only other canonically female protagonist, Aveline from Liberations. Or Liberation. It's just, I always get the name wrong, because it's like Revelations, but then Liberation, with no S. But, yeah, so there was so much more distinct as characters, and so much more distinct gameplay-wise, that it's very clearly, this is your stealth character, this is your guy who is not stealthy, but he can kind of surprise his enemies sometimes. My only criticism with that approach is that I feel like Yasuke was maybe a little too extreme. I wish he had a little bit more stealth options, because, like you saw me do, I wanted to build him like an ambusher, where I can start stealthily, but once I didn't want it to just be like I kill the first guy from stealth and then get caught and then combat. I thought it would have been cool to be able to pick people off, and then either when I thought the numbers were thin enough, or if I got caught, then it becomes open combat. Kind of more like how Jacob was, where he's... I wouldn't say I want Yasuke to be identical to Naoe, like Jacob basically was to Evie, but with, like, some extra perks thrown in. But I would have liked his style to be where you could play like Jacob, where you pick people off from stealth, and then if you get caught, you are better at combat than Naoe is, so it's not a big deal. Like, I still want to emphasize, I appreciate that they made them so distinct, but I feel like the differences made me not want to play as Yasuke, because he just didn't really play like Assassin's Creed. If you tried to play him like Assassin's Creed, he was really clunky and fell very short, like with his climbing ability. I can forgive his stealth abilities, but the climbing is like, I don't want to play as Yasuke, because if I see a thing up in the... If I go to a temple and I gotta find the scrolls, sometimes they're up on the roof and he can't get on the roof. So that's probably my main complaint. And actually, now that I think about the game as a whole, I think that is my complaint with the game as a whole. If Yasuke had Eagle Vision and he was better at climbing, there we go, no complaints. But I kind of look at it as... Because, you know, doing this for a stream series, it's like, well, I want to give them equal screen time. I don't want to not play as Yasuke. But I think the intended style with this is, if you don't like one character, you don't have to play as them. At least for the most part. Like, obviously, there's still missions that are specific to each character, so you still want to pay attention to their equipment and stuff. You still want them to level up. You want to invest in them. But as for, like, you know, whenever the game is like, oh, which character you want to play as for this mission? You could just pick whatever. You don't have to keep switching between them. I love that they have done this with both of the games that had two protagonists, where they share level ups. So when one character levels up, the other levels up. It's not like, An RPG where if you're using one character too much, the rest fall behind. Experience share turned on. So you don't have to worry about that. They're always on equal footing. You just have to remember to level up their equipment and change it if they get new equipment that you like, and spend the perk points. But you don't really have, you certainly don't have to grind, and you don't have to, like, I'm sure I could do another playthrough where I'm just constantly Naoe, like whenever the game lets me pick, I'm just always her, and I'm sure it'd be perfectly reasonable. I'm trying to think. This is like, of course, when I'm thinking about what do I want to say when the credits roll, when I'm thinking about it off screen, like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I want to say. I know all the things I could touch on, and now that the credits are actually rolling, it's like, wait, what did I want to say? So I was trying to think, do I feel this game has any wasted potential? You know, fans have waited so long for Assassin's Creed to do one in Japan because it felt like it made so much sense. Assassins are stealthy, ninja are stealthy, why not do one in Japan? So do I feel like they've wasted any potential with that? I would say not really. You know, based off of what I know know about Ninja, which is pretty much exclusively all coming from Gaijin Goomba's YouTube stuff, I feel like the only real waste of potential with this game's, like everything that it did, is more stuff with animals. It would have been cool to have more perks or any perks really, where you can like get the help of animals, where you can like throw food to have animals cause a distraction or something. Or, you know, it's weird that of all the games to decide that you don't have an eagle anymore, this is the one. I would have thought it would have been Mirage, because that's the one that's going, oh look, it's a return to classic Assassin's Creed. But they kept the eagle mechanic, which worked. I liked it. So it's weird that that wasn't the one game to get rid of it, and instead it's this one, where it makes sense to have an animal companion that helps you through your... Sorry, I got distracted. I saw little things in the corners. It's like, wait, are the credits playing? Are the credits playing twice? But, like, tiny in the corner? No, that's just, Animus set dressing. Yeah, like, I think being able to get the help of animals is, like, the only thing I would say is true wasted potential. Maybe they could have done something with, like, disguises or, you know, more... What's the word? You know, more tricksy stealth ideas. That kind of thing of tricking your enemies. Doing something where, you know, manipulating the psychology of your opponent. Where, like, you know, like disguises. Like, you put on the right armor and it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to take a second look at that person because they're wearing my uniform, so clearly they're supposed to be here. You know, if you walk into a building with a clipboard, everyone thinks you belong there. Doesn't matter what room you go into. You know, that idea. Or, like, you know, Ninja had the technique, quote-unquote, of being up in high places because people don't look up. So, like, more ideas along that line where it's just, oh, well, people do, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, if you do this, easy stealth. But, you know, for what the game does, it does everything right, I would say. There's not really any real missteps or any problems, anything that got annoying. Like, especially once I figured the game out. Because, you know, another complaint was like, oh, well, I can't really find the things to do. And then I started finding them along roads and started to realize how common castles are. I was like, oh, actually, there's plenty to do. It's just not marked on your map, and that was on purpose. And I respect that decision. I don't know if viewing from viewpoints helped you find that stuff. Like, if it could help you find castles or, like, a rich person's house where you can go steal their stuff. You know, the kind of stuff that gets marked in your map and it's like, oh, look, this place, its wealth is high. But that was one thing I should have done more, was from the top of a viewpoint, just look around, because that's what they wanted you to do. They really wanted you to slow down and just observe, which that's another one of those things that's like, it's perfectly in line with what a ninja would have done. Because not even specifically a ninja, if you as like a real life person are trying to sneak through somewhere, slowing down and observing where people are and, you know, finding the right opportunity to sneak past them is exactly what you would do. So I think it's a cool move that this game had the observe mechanic, or whatever they called it, where you hold down the left trigger and you look around and you can tag enemies. Which is, it's not necessarily a new mechanic, you know, you could tag people with your eagle in the other games and stuff like that. But the way that this game did it, where it also marks like points of interest and treasure and stuff, I think it really works. It really falls with it falls in line with the theme of like sneaking through the shadows like a ninja, and you know, you climb up on a wall and you're like, instead of just rushing in, like immediately jumping in the nearest pile of grass. You know what I mean? Immediately finding tall grass or a haystack or something and hiding in there, and then looking around. Or, you know, you're staying up on that wall and peeking out, because people aren't going to look up at you while you're up on the wall. So you have time to like look out and look around. Like, it feels cool. And as I said, I'm sure I've said this at least several times, I love the shadow mechanic. That also feels very ninja-like. You know, put out the candle and now poof, you're invisible. As long as they don't get too close to you, you're invisible. I love that mechanic, and I really hope they keep it for any new games. Like, it should just be standard now. Have the shadows and have the low crouch, where you can go completely flat on the ground. That is also really good. Feels really ninja-like. Feels... Well, I was going to say feels stealthy. I guess, you know, to feel ninja-like is to feel stealthy. It feels ninja-like, and it's very useful. It is definitely one of those things that, like, it's clearly going with the ideas of the game, of, you know, being a ninja, trying to be more stealthy. But it works so well, as opposed to just like being a gimmick. I would point to something else in the series where it's like, clearly that's a gimmick, but I can't think of anything that this series has done where it's a new idea, but it's only done as a gimmick. I would say like the pirate ship from Black Flag, but that's just because I don't like Black Flag that much. I don't like the pirate ship, but I guess that would be my comparison. The pirate ship in Black Flag takes up so much of the game that if you don't like the pirate ship, you're not going to like the game. But this game doesn't do that. None of its mechanics are like that. Or none that I would say. The shadows mechanic, being able to crawl, you know, crawl flat on the ground, adds to the experience. It isn't just, oh, that's just what they did for shadows. It is actively something I want them to keep doing, because it just adds to the main formula so well. Like, I could definitely see myself say in the next game, like, if they don't do it, I'll be like, oh, they don't have the shadow mechanic? Oh, I'm so disappointed. I would understand if they got rid of the flat crawling, but... Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. It's always how it goes with these credits. My voice gets tired before the credits end. But, like, losing out on the shadows mechanic would be a big disappointment. But I guess it kind of depends on what kind of experience they're trying to build with the next game, what kind of environments you'll be in. Because, I don't know, I feel like if they do try to go for a more spectacle-driven game, kind of like Valhalla, that it maybe wouldn't make sense to be able to hide in shadows. But it depends. My only worry for the next game is that I know that these games, like every other game, is made by the same team. So excuse me, what is the word for that? So not every other game, but by nature of being every other, that means that when you go from number 1 to number 2, it's different. But that idea. So the people who made this are not making the next game. They're making the one after the next game. And that is my only worry for the next game, is that I don't know how many ideas are going to come from this game, because it's not going to be the same team. But, you know, Odyssey and Valhalla are similar enough games that I would imagine that if they came up with anything in this game that they really liked, they'd probably told the other development team. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's how I think it should work. You know, if you've got two different development teams working on the same franchise and releasing every other game, they should be coordinated like that. Just be like, hey, we came up with this cool new idea where you turn off the light and then you're hidden. It's like, oh, that's really good. We should add that too. And I like how this game's cutscene style also felt different. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to quantify it. Because I want to say like, oh, it's like a Japanese movie. But like, have I seen enough Japanese movies that I can really be a judge of that? I don't think so. But it definitely feels like it is like trying to appeal to a different audience. Because Assassin's Creed, for a long time, it still kind of is, you know, ignoring this game, has been kind of more spectacle driven. You know, it wants its set pieces. To me, that reads like a Western action movie, where it's, you know, it's like, oh, you gotta have the prison escape sequence, and then like, oh, you gotta have the fight on top of the train. Where it's like, this game cared about the moment-to-moment story rather than just, oh, well, we want to have a fight on a train. How do we get the characters on top of a train? Not that I think that's bad, but like, in some of these games you can tell it's like, oh, they just wanted a set piece. You know, like Brotherhood opens with the attack on the villa. Or like, you know, Black Flag has the party where you're celebrating Blackbeard's retirement. It sounds funny out of context, but that's what you do. And then it gets attacked, and then, you know, there's cannons going off and ships sinking and everything's on fire and you're running through it all. This game didn't really have any moments like that, but it also felt like it didn't want any moments like that, or it knew it didn't need it. It was a good enough story on its own that it didn't need to blow up a pirate ship in front of you to be like, whoa, look, this story's interesting, right? Blowing up a pirate ship, train crashing, escaping from prison. I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. It feels like a much more deliberate game. It feels like they wanted everything to have meaning in some way. and not just be a thing that they do because video game. And I really like that. Jeez, that was, I don't know if you heard that. That was a crash of lightning outside. You know, I think it is kind of funny how I'm playing Pokemon Legends Arceus now. Like, I'm getting back into it. And I'm actually, like, I'm starting to get it now. It was just coincidental timing with playing that while doing this game. It's like 2 different games based on old Japan. Except, you know, Pokemon's not... It's not taking place in real life. It's just based on Japan. And, you know, I don't want to get into graphic discussions, because I don't think it's... You know, it is kind of a dead horse of a topic, I suppose, but it is funny to go from this game, which with its, like, hyper-realistic graphics, that required me to get a new storage device on my computer just to run it properly, and then to go to Pokemon, which is... It has graphics that people think are not good enough. I guess that's all I had to say. It's just, I think that's funny. Going this game and then that game, and stark contrast between the graphic styles. But Pokemon is also, even if it had, like, even if it took 100% advantage of, like, squeezed every ounce of graphical power it could out of its console, it's still a different art style. Legends especially it's going for, like, a painted style. So even if it was, like, the most perfect graphics ever, it still wouldn't look like this game. Still a different art direction. And I think that's how Pokemon should stay. I know people, you know, you see those April Fool's Day posts of like, oh, look, it's the Kanto remake. We've always wanted it. And it's, like, hyper-realistic, super HD, you know, 37 billion blades of grass just in one small section of... I don't know what I'm trying to say there. You know, extreme levels of density to the grass and stuff. Blades of grass. More blades of grass than Breath of the Wild. But, like, that's not the direction Pokemon's gonna go in. It's supposed to be cartoony. It's supposed to have an anime style to it. But I guess no one's really arguing that. I guess I'm strawmanning there. Because, like, I think people understand that it's not gonna... Like, we're not suddenly gonna have, like, I'm picturing a specific Pokemon, and I can't remember its name. Venusaur. That's what... I was gonna say Bulbasaur, but no, it's like, no, I want the fully evolved one. The one... Because I know it's, like, based on... I think a dinosaur? I think the grass types are typically based on, like, prehistoric animals. Well, I guess, Rowlet kind of broke that, but... Excuse me. But, like, we're not gonna have a Venusaur that looks like a literal dinosaur, but with grass growing on its back. Like, it's still gonna have a Pokemon-style face. But, like, I think what they've... You know, the models that they've gotten for the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, those are perfect. Like, I don't even think they need to upgrade them for Switch 2 games. Like, those are excellent models. That's to me, that's the level of realistic that the game should have. Like, it's still clearly the Pokemon art style, but also, like, scaly Pokemon look scaly, and, you know, the furry Pokemon look furry, and, like, the metal Pokemon are shiny. That's what I think they should be doing. But now I'm talking about it, it's like, wait, is anyone saying they shouldn't be doing that? I think I'm just making up enemies in my head. Oh, here's a thing I remember I wanted to say. So now that we've finally gotten Assassin's Creed in Japan, which I can't say every fan has been waiting for, but I've certainly been waiting for a long time. What do I want them to do next? And I have a few ideas, actually. And I don't know that they're going to do any of them, but, you know, they've done so many different settings now, I wouldn't be surprised if they get there eventually. And they actually came close to one of them, one of the ideas I have with Syndicate, where it was World War II? Either way, I think it would be really cool to have a game set in either World War I or World War II. But specifically, I want to kill Hitler. I want an Assassin's Creed game where I kill Hitler. That'd be awesome. But they're probably not going to do it. I feel like that's maybe too sensitive of a topic for them to go into. But who knows? You know, nothing is true. Everything is permitted, so they could do it. It's permitted. And I especially think it would be cool if they did a spin-off that's a first-person shooter. So, like, not specifically like, oh, I want Assassin's Creed to be Call of Duty. But I want it to be old Call of Duty, where, you know, it's, like, old wars instead of, like, new and made up and stuff. But also still have Assassin's Creed elements. So you can still have your hidden blade, your grappling hook. Basically Dishonored. I think it'd be cool if they did like an Assassin's Creed set in one of the World Wars and it plays like Dishonored. That'd be so cool. But other than that, I want to see them do a game in the Wild West. That would also be really cool. Like Red Dead Redemption, but Assassin's Creed. I would say I don't know if they really have any like big enemies that they could do for that. You know, like who would be the big bad of the Wild West? I don't know. But I don't know. I think they could think of something. I feel like if you dig around in like the history of the Wild West, there's probably someone there who was doing awful things to try to grasp at power. So there you go. There's your enemy. Whoever that was, them. They're your antagonist for the game. Or I guess they could do like this game, like have a bunch of smaller scale targets that are still terrible. They still have enough power that they're doing terrible things. But you just go around and you pick them off, and then eventually it's like, okay, you did it. You killed all the guys. And also, it's, like, they did the Golden Age of Piracy, and they managed to... Well, I guess it wasn't that hard, because they apparently actually pretty much knew each other. All of the, like, iconic pirates of that era. You had, like, Blackbeard and Captain Kidd and whatnot. So I feel like they could do something like that for the Wild West. Especially if they made it, like, really big. And it's like, oh, look, it's literally the entire west side of America. Because I'm sure there were plenty of, like, different iconic Wild West people over there, you know, in the entire expanse of the West during that era. It would be pretty cool to see Billy the Kid, you know, on either side really, but I imagine being an iconic criminal, they probably would not be a Templar. That wouldn't make sense. Like, what power did Billy the Kid have? The ability to walk through walls of... Well, okay, I was going to say bank robbing. Was Billy the Kid a bank robber? I don't even know. And I'm sure there is more to that, because I really don't know Billy the Kid's story. But I'm sure there was more there where it's like romanticizing them would not be a good idea. So it would have to be one of those characters where they're your ally for a bit, but then they do something bad, and it's like, hey, why'd you do that? Well, now I gotta kill you because you're awful. You did a bad thing. Like I'm kind of thinking of like, well, I was gonna say a specific character from Unity, but I guess that's spoilers. I also don't remember his name. Or like the one guy from Black Flag whose name I also don't remember. Like there's that guy who sells you out. It's like that you know, he was an ally and then he sold you out and then you had to kill him. So I kind of imagine Billy the Kid being like that, where it's like you work with them, but they're still true to the actual history of the character, of the person, where they still steal and, I don't know, kill innocent people. Did Billy Kid do that? Feels like a thing. And then you're like, hey, why'd you kill those people? They were innocent. And then quest objective changes, is like, kill Billy the Kid. But yeah, I guess now it's just a matter of, I was gonna say sit and twiddle my thumbs until they announce the next one, but that's pretending like I don't have a huge backlog of games I gotta finish. So I'm good. I'm sure by the time they announce it, I'll still be working through my backlog and be like, ooh, new Assassin's Creed. But hopefully this time I won't have a bunch of issues getting in the way of me playing it right when it comes out, and I can do it right on launch. That'd be great. No computer problems, no, you know, Twitch telling me I have to archive my stuff elsewhere because they're gonna delete it all. And at this point, I'm not gonna have any games to replay. You know, not gonna replay any Assassin's Creed games and being like, I should try to change my opinion. Because, like, at this point, it's kind of just like Black Flag, which I don't think I'm going to change my mind on because it's like, it's good, it's just not for me. And then Origins, where I feel like it's a good what's the word? Like refresh, you know, reboot for the series, kind of. Not like they're starting over and getting rid of all the old lore, but like in terms of the formula, they're starting a new idea. But it's a good starting point for that, but kind of weak otherwise. You know, it gets expanded upon way more in the other games, and is way better in the other games. So I don't know, but if they announce a new one, I'm not gonna replay Origins right then and there to be like, oh look, I'm replaying Origins while I wait for the new one to come out, because I want to be sure I can play the new one when it comes out. Although if I'm doing something else, probably we'll have to wait a little bit, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Also, I should probably clarify, when I say I don't like playing as Yasuke, that doesn't mean I don't like him at all. He's a great character. I think he was great, like all his cutscenes and stuff. I think he was a great foil to Naoe, who's, you know, Naoe is a bit more hot-tempered, where Yasuke is more just in what he does. He typically doesn't let his temper get the better of him, which is why the Templar stuff was so great, because that was very personal for him, so he was angry. But it's you know, a refreshing change for a refreshing change for us as the audience to see him like actually get that upset, and also makes sense for him to get that mad. So, you know, narratively it works, in my opinion. As someone who typically doesn't pay attention to narratives and just likes playing the games. And I like his comments about, you know, when you do the leap of faith and he's like, ah, and then he lands in the hay and he's like, ugh, there are too many haystacks here anyway. It's like, he's great. I think he's really well written. I'm trying to remember, I know there are some people who are upset with, like, Not because he was a black character in the Japanese game, but I think there were some people who took issue with using a real person as a protagonist for one of these games. And from that perspective, I can say, yeah, maybe the series should stick to having the real people be allies rather than playable characters. If people are going to be upset when they're used in a story like this. But I don't know all the details, so maybe there was something specific with how they did it in this game that I didn't see or don't remember seeing. I think there was something to do with like the romancing options that people didn't like. Maybe it was something with like they didn't feel right using a real person and but then giving them romance options. But I don't think there's that much of a problem with it. Because it's options. If you don't like them, then don't pick them. Or maybe it was that when you use canon mode, there's a specific canon relationship that people didn't like. So like maybe canon mode picked the romance options for a specific character. Don't know, didn't play on canon mode, but I would like my next one to be on canon mode just to see. I gotta turn a fan on, hang on. Okay. Yeah. Trying to scoop my chair close enough, and then I hit the armrest on the side of my desk. So what do I want to play next? Don't know. Seeing as how it's almost halfway through August, and then I guess next would be September, and then it'd be October. I think it is close enough to October where I think I'll just do Psychonauts next. Psychonauts 2. And then after Psychonauts, then I will start my October game. Whether it is October or not. Because I think I'm going to still be playing my October game when October is over. So I don't think I need to start it directly in October. I think we'll still be playing it through October. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds good to me. And there's still a big list of other games I want to stream. Other series I would like to do. Which I think most of them are only a few games long, so not much to worry about there. No marathons there. But, I want to do Jak and Daxter at some point. Starting with the second one, because I don't need to replay the first one for like a 10th time. It's like Infamous would be cool. I swear there was something I saw like just yesterday that sounded like it would be fun. Maybe that was Infamous. Oh yeah, real believable spam bot there. They're really loving my stream, as they say as they show up while I'm sitting here on the credits. Well, at least it's not one of the ones that use the message of like, awesome gameplay! I was like, yeah, I'm doing real awesome right here. I'm doing so good, it's like I'm not even playing it. Also, I don't even know what brought my mind to this. But I think it was last week, whenever that was, because I think I mentioned like, oh, I got my haircut today, and I also got some candy. Or maybe I was just thinking really loudly about mentioning that I got some candy. But anyway, while I was at Target that day, I saw they had Security Breach for, I think it was like $10 cheaper than what it is on Steam right now. And I was really tempted to get it, but I didn't end up picking it up because I was like, still kind of pricey. Because, you know, Security Breach has a certain reputation to it. So, like, for as much as I think it's a cool looking game that I would like to play, I know its reputation, so I don't want to spend too much on it. So yeah, I didn't pick it up, but that is a game I would like to do at some point. Maybe next October, not this upcoming one, but the one after, 2026. Excuse me. I feel like it would be a little redundant to play it because I've already seen, I've seen Markiplier play it, I've seen Lucachin play it, and but I want to play it anyway. You know, I made it through Secret of the Mimic, so I think I can make it through Security Breach. I'm definitely not getting all the endings because I don't want to. Actually, wait, what do you do with the... Because I do still want to experience every quote-unquote boss fight. So it's not that I don't want to do all the upgrades for Freddy. It's that, you know, when it hits 6 a.m., then you only have the one save station, and that sounds really annoying. So... I will definitely not promise every ending. I'm definitely not doing the Burn Trap ending, because that... Well, I guess it depends on how those sections... Because it kind of is like another... It's kind of another one of those sections where it's like, hey, look, it's like classic Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay, but instead of being in the Click Team engine, now it's in this first-person game engine. Whichever engine they use, like Unreal or something. So I guess it depends on how well I can handle the mandatory ones that you do just from playing the... I mean, I guess like the ending isn't part of the main gameplay, but you know what I mean. From getting the normal endings, like how easy are those mandatory security booth sections? I guess that's what you can call them, security booth sections. But I don't know, maybe the people I've seen play them just maybe didn't understand how they're supposed to work, or maybe they really are that tough. But it kind of seems like it is just a matter of closing the doors when an animatronic shows up. So it doesn't seem that hard, but I've seen people struggle, so makes me think, like, well, if they're struggling, what am I gonna be doing? Grits is still going. I'll give it like another 20 minutes before I start speeding it up. So I saw not too long ago, although it's probably a few weeks ago by now, there was a post on Reddit that was talking about like it was a screenshot of the basement in the Assassin's Creed 2 villa with all the statues. It was like, man, remember when these guys were important? Or no, I think they were saying like how it was wasted potential that we never got games with those people in the statues. In the statues, that the statues were of. And I remember breaking, like, my comment broke down, like, each each statue's character and where they showed up in the series. Because it's not that we never got games with them, it's that like 2 of them showed up in games and were not good. And or it's not that the games weren't good, it's that the game's use of them was not good. And like one of them is gonna be in a game, but that game isn't out yet. It was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Like an app, I should say, because it's not like a full-fledged game. It's an app, but think of that what you will. And then like 2 of them were only in like novels. And I think one of those novels only released in like China or something. So it's less that they're wasted potential and more that they're just, most of them are in places you wouldn't see them, and then the ones that if you're playing the mainline games you would have seen and they weren't interesting. Because, you know, there was Aya who was in Origins, and she was wasted potential because you didn't play as her. She's barely around, and when she does show up, she's kind of just saying the same things. Oh, I love you, Bayek. We will get revenge for our son. And then that's kind of it. And then she just disappears because it's an open world game and you're not going to sit around with the same characters the whole time. You're just going to be off by yourself as Bayek. Which Bayek is cool, but you know, I think anyone could agree that it would have been a cooler game if you were Aya and you got to, you know, play the thing that the old games said she did. Because you don't even see that part. It's like her statue is there because she assassinated Cleopatra. And you don't do that in the game. Ever. I mean, maybe in DLC, but as far as I know, it doesn't happen in the game. You kill Caesar instead, and then it's like, oh, well, after that, then she goes after Cleopatra. And then there was Darius, the Hidden Blade guy. And if you saw me replay Odyssey, you saw me play that DLC for the first time, and it's pretty bad DLC, very not good story, and Darius was wasted because he wasn't even the focus. He was a side character to the real focus of some doofus that no one cared about, and no one was sad when he died. And then, yeah, then you got, like, 2 of them were in novels, and one of them's supposed to be an app, but it's not out yet, and he's not even going to be the protagonist. He's going to be the mentor to the protagonist. So I think there's only, like, one of them who's just never shown up in anything official aside from that statue. And, like, maybe some, like, written stuff in-game. Because I think there was, what's it called? Assassin's Creed Chronicles, I want to say. There was an app that was kind of like all about like going through different points of history as different assassins. And it had like written stuff for assassins, and I think it had entries for all the statue people. So like that is like the one in-game canonical appearance of like written. But like how much more obscure can you get than being an optional rating? Oh, the lights are flickering. I hope that's not the storm taking out the power. How much more obscure can you get than being in an app in a optional dialogue file or text file that you don't even have to read as part of gameplay? That's probably worse than being in a novel that only released in China. Because at least China knows about you. But it's like I said, I want to say while playing Syndicate, is that the Assassin's Creed series is almost too big now. That's really the problem with the statue people, is that they suffered from the series being too big and having too much addition, supplemental material, that they were kind of just thrown off to the side for that stuff, rather than, because in my opinion, the way it should have worked was once the Desmond saga was over, and once we were done following his ass, strictly following people related to Desmond, then we start doing games with all the statue people. And I'm not mad that it didn't go that direction, because I like what we did get. But it's definitely wasted that they never, seemingly never even considered, like, ooh, maybe the next game should star this person from this statue? How about we do this guy who was in, I want to say ancient China, whoever it was that killed, what's his name? Well, anyway. And, I know the story behind Origins. They wanted Aya to be the protagonist, and then the higher-ups were like, but games with female protagonists don't sell. Which is, as we all know, is extremely stupid. And not true, and stupid. So they, they kind of ruined that. But I like the way they got around it with Odyssey and Valhalla, where it's like, oh, no, it's not a female protagonist. It's a protagonist whose gender you can pick. So they could pretend to the higher-ups, like, look, the male version is the canon one, but then, in all the side contents, but actually, no, the female one is canon. At least, I think that's how it is for Valhalla, because I have in the Magic the Gathering crossover, Eivor is female on the cards. So, also on the wiki, I think they always refer to her with female pronouns, so I think the canon is female Eivor. I don't know about Cassandra, though. I feel like she is the canon one. But, I guess probably, I was going to say the box art. I think the box art for Valhalla also shows the male protagonist, so I don't know, maybe it is the thing of, sweeping the female one under the rug for the executives, but then, to the fans, is like, no, actually, that's the canon one, but don't tell the executives. But yeah, back to the main point is, I think the series does kind of have the problem of, there's too much side content with wasted potential. With stuff that could have made for cool games, there's just, it's a novel instead. Or some app that no one played. It's like Haytham's story. It would have been cool to hear about him. Because, how do you grow up the son of an assassin and then you become a Templar? Well, I guess you gotta read the novel to find out. They're not gonna make a game out of it. Well, what are they gonna do? Do a third game about the Kenways, basically? I mean, they kind of did, because they did Rogue. That could have starred Haytham, but I don't know. They did Shay Cormac, and that was cool. He made his own luck. And it also led into Mirage, or not Mirage. It led into Unity, which was really cool. I didn't know they were going to do that, but yeah, it ends with the, not quite inciting incident, but it ends with a significant part from the beginning of Unity, which was really cool. I think they should do that more. That was, if they can manage to do that more, that would be really cool. But I think they kind of just took the opportunity with the era that they were in. It's like so much stuff happened around then. It's like, oh, you had the golden age of piracy, and then you had the French Revolution, and then The American Revolution. Well, I guess it was American Revolution, and then that inspired the French Revolution. But and then you had whatever was going on in Liberation. They got so much out of that time period, and that like pretty much like almost specific chunk of the globe. Like you could draw a circle around that part of the globe on a globe and be like, look, this is where 3 different Assassin's Creeds took place. And then over here, that's the 4th. That's the 4th one that's connected to these 3. Oh, look, it's saved. Oh, good. It's saved my progress through the credits. I suppose if this game gets DLC, I will play it. But I don't know if that's in the plans. I may wait to hear if it's worth it first. Because, you know, I certainly got burned by Odyssey. I honestly kind of hope it doesn't get DLC because I feel like that could kind of tarnish this game a bit. You know, probably not live up to what the rest of the game was doing. But we'll see. I mean, they only used a portion of Japan. They didn't use the entirety of Japan, so they certainly have room to do more in this region. Have a new map. It's something I definitely want to look up when I'm done. Like maybe after the credits roll. Who did unify Japan? Because Nobunaga tried. And as we saw in this story, he died. And Japan was still at war with itself. So I'm definitely curious what happened to make what happened to bring peace to Japan? What was that journey like? Because, you know, at least as far as I know, Japan is not currently at war with itself. So apparently someone succeeded where Nobunaga failed. Get off the screen, cursor. So I would like to know who did it. Not assuming it was a single person, because I'm sure it wasn't a single person. But, you know, who was in, like, all the people who were involved. I know that whenever, like, anime and stuff likes to tell the story, you know, retell the story of feudal Japan, the Sengoku era, that it likes to make Nobunaga out like the bad guy, and then there's, like, the 3 guys who beat him. So maybe those are the guys that were involved with, like, when Nobunaga died, then those 3 guys went on to do something that brought peace to Japan. I don't know. That's something I think is really interesting about this game's story. Is not only did they not take the approach of, ooh, look, Demon Lord Nobunaga, ooh, scary. But, like, they also, they not only painted him as, like, a person, and an interesting person at that, but they also had a majority of the story take place after he died, rather than leading up to the death, because that was my assumption going into it. It was like, oh, it's probably going to be Nobunaga, and then the story's gonna go along, and then it ends with you killing Nobunaga, and it's like, we did it! We saved Japan from oppression! And then the credits roll. But they didn't do that. That was really interesting. But also what was interesting is they didn't have those other guys, as far as I know, that are also heavily associated with this time period in Japan. As far as I know, like, I don't remember their names, so maybe they were in this, but just not in the stereotypical way that they're always portrayed. There certainly was no funny monkey man, so Whoever that guy is based on. If he was in it, I didn't recognize him. Alright, I think it's been about 20 minutes now. Let me whip my keyboard out so I can hit shift. I was gonna say space. I thought it did say space. Oh, I'm just now noticing a pattern in the credits. Go figure, it happens while I'm speeding them up. Is that they're capitalizing surnames so that when they put them first for people who live in places where they style it like that, you can still tell that that's their surname first and their given name second. That is smart. Because, like, I love all the little differences you can find in different places of the world, but that is one little difference that drives me crazy. It's like, wait. Is that your given name first, or is that your surname first? It's like with Oda Nobunaga. It's like, wait, which one's the surname? Oh, Oda, because the Oda clan? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, alright, got it. But I had to be aware of the Oda clan to be able to get that. So anyone else is like, I don't know. Have I talked about my new keyboard yet? Because it's kind of neat, actually. So I know I mentioned before, like, the key style is different. And I like the shorter key. I like the chiclet keys. Because my fingers just, they feel like they trip over bigger keys. I have not really had that problem with this keyboard. And actually, it feels like my hands can tell it's a different keyboard, but they can still find the keys properly. They're not tripping or anything. So I can still type like normal. So I guess it's not that big of a deal that it's a different style of keyboard. And I like the glowing. The glowing is neat. It's apparently got different settings. I want to see if... I think I've heard of a program that lets the keyboard glow synced to your game. Now, when I read on read in this keyboard's manual that it has a game mode, I thought that's what that was. Apparently, game mode is just it disables the Windows key, so you can't accidentally hit it and kick yourself out of the game. Which I'm probably never using because I use the Windows key intentionally to get myself out of the game and like go over to Discord or whatever. You know, I use it when I'm streaming to go on break, to click out of the game and hit the intermission screen button. So I'm probably never using that, but I like all the different light settings. It's got like, I can set it to just one color, or it can cycle through colors, or it can be a color that it lights up and then dims. It keeps doing that. It's got one that's called Aurora, which is, it's kind of like the color wave one, but it's like, it looks like it's kind of more like pastel colors. And I can make it speed up or slow down. I can't tell how many speed settings it has. The manual did not say. I think only 3 settings. But I hit it, when I change the speed setting, I hit the button more times just to be safe. And it has 2 brightness settings, which I kind of don't like. I kind of want one just a little bit dimmer than 50%. So it's 50%, 100%, and off. Oh, I forgot. I currently have it set to off. It's like, oh, what color do I have it set to now? Oh, ah, shoot. Ah, I hit escape. Ah, darn it. I was trying to hit the... Make my keyboard light up. Why are you rainbow, keyboard? That's not what I set you to. There we go. I set it to white because I thought that was thematic with the Animus. It would be so cool if I could get the keyboard to like change to red when I'm in a restricted zone or something. I feel bad for accidentally skipping the credits, but I'm not sitting through another half hour of credits just to get back to where I was in the credits to play the rest of the names. So... Play Ginger Rose story to unlock the epilogue. Oh, there we go. So there is more, and they're not going to sell it as DLC. Why you gotta be all the way over there? Where am I? I'm over there. So I guess this is close enough. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just specific keyboards that can sync to games, or if that's a program I can download. I don't know if it'll work on mine, but that would be cool. So I'll have to check that out later, then see if that's possible. I think it was someone in Tim's Discord who shared that, who shared a link to something like that. So I'll have to see if I can find that again. But see, the tricky thing about trying to find something that you didn't save a link to is, like, when you go searching for it, you gotta remember the exact keywords. And sometimes I can't remember keywords. It's kind of just a vague idea of the concept. Like, keyboard light up when game. Or, okay, how about keyboard? No, that's too generic. Light up keyboard. No, that's a little too specific. You know, because it's like, oh, well, not light up keyboard. Maybe it was LCD keyboard or whatever. RGB keyboard. My chest is full. I didn't know I could fill up. Are you guys still up there on your... I would call it a cross, but it's not exactly a cross. But either way, I'll just let those people do whatever it is they're doing. If you guys find over there, not my problem. See, I killed the Templars, so therefore I brought peace to Japan. I don't need to engage in combat anymore. Japan is at peace. The last Metroid is in captivity. Japan is at peace. You know, even if they don't do one of the ideas that I mentioned before, like, ooh, that'd be cool if they did that for the next game. I'm still just going to be excited for the next game, because whatever they do, I'm sure it'll be cool. Assassin's Creed is really good at finding cool points in history to make their games based on. I hope the next one can come out and people won't be mad about how they've handled it. Although, I feel like if there is no controversy, then it'll kind of just come out and people will be like, another Assassin's Creed, who cares? Speaking of reputation, so apparently, DriveX Drive, not whatever I was gonna say, that comes out tomorrow, I think, and reviews are out by now. So I wasn't looking at the reviews because I don't really want to read full reviews. Even though I was saying before, like, it could be interesting. I'll see what reviews say. That doesn't mean I was actually gonna read the reviews. But I was seeing what people were saying about the reviews. And, like, there is a summary post on the Nintendo subreddit. And it looks like it's mostly getting, like, 6 or 7s. And I see comments saying, like, yep, I knew this game was gonna bomb. Huh? 6 is bombing? I guess it goes back to that idea of, like, people think anything under an 8 is awful. It's like, no, it's middle of the road. It's not garbage. I wouldn't call that bombing. Bombing is if it was, like, 3 or 4. But, like, a 6 and 7? Like, it's a fine game. From what I played with the demo, it's like, yeah, that sounds about right. If that's all the game is just that, and there's nothing to unlock. But I saw people saying that there was stuff to unlock. There's, like, you can unlock cat ears, and there's, like, a bunch of other locked slots. I think people were saying that a lot of reviews didn't even really give the game a fair chance from that. Like, they can tell they only played it a little bit. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe reviews aren't right. Maybe it is more of a 7 than a 6. That's not terrible. I wouldn't call that bombing. It almost makes me want to look up what ARMS got when that came out, because people say ARMS flopped. It's like, well, if you think ARMS flopped and DragX Drive bombed, I'd hate to see what you say about, like, Paper Mario. Actually, they probably say the same thing about Paper Mario, because Sticker Star probably also got, like, 6 and 7s. Especially at the time it came out.
Master Sorian, his letter said this was the place. So I know he's got to be around here somewhere.
Take a breath, Junjiro. I'll find him. Maybe I can ask around.
Oh, look, I found him. Possibly. What are you doing? You can't climb that. Excuse me. Get off the bamboo. Taiko. Oh, look, I found him. Just coincidentally.
Master Sori. It has been a long time.
Ah, dear Naoe. So you found me at last. I knew you would.
Master Sorian!
Junjiro, my dear boy.
Is this where you're staying, Master Sorian? It's so dirty and small, and not enough firewood. But I can help, and so can Yasuke.
I know now. About Junjiro's father.
I don't remember what we found out about him.
I don't like it, but I understand.
The weight of the whole truth would have done nothing to help you.
Still, you let me be his friend when you both knew what I had done.
I regret none of it. And neither does he, I'd say. Nachi Falls. Beautiful, isn't it? It's said to be the home of a kami, a native incarnation of a Buddha. Hiryu Gongen. It is a lovely reminder that all manner of things can coexist if one has an open mind.
How did you know it would work? Putting Junjiro and me together.
The soul has a shape, edges, angles. You can see when two people fit, when they will be better together. Life is miraculous. I leave the boy with you at a farm, and now here you are, in the company of an unusual samurai.
Yasuke is a good warrior and a better man. I can think of few others who I like in Junjiro's life. Is the journey long? The one you're on?
Indeed. The Saigo Canon pilgrimage is quite long. And I've barely begun. Only circled around to its proper beginning.
You're brave, Master Sori, to attempt a trek of this magnitude at your age.
I will go as far as my legs can carry me. But the whisper of worry in your voice warms this old man's heart.
I'll collect water next to make soup. I've been practicing and I came up with something really special.
Oh, you will collect it, will you?
I look forward to it.
Okay, now I've got to talk to Tomiko. I will do that when I come back from break. Oh yeah, I guess I don't use the Windows key when I go to intermission. I just grab the mouse and let it go out because this game lets me go out the window when I have control of the mouse cursor. I forgot. Okay, we're back. I should have started fast traveling. Should have done that off screen. Oh well. Let me put my keyboard. But let me turn the light. Wrong button. Turn it off, and then put it away. I like that the keyboard has like the letters in the keys glow, but that means I can't read it when it's turned off. So I gotta have to have it turned on if I want to type anything. I mean, I think I can type by feeling well enough, but definitely prefer having it on.
I'm not coming out until you stop yelling!
I won't stop yelling until you come out!
What's going on?
I think they can hear you all the way in Sakai.
The little Oni spilled ink all over!
She hit me with a broom!
You have to apologize! Our first recruit, you said? Well, he was your recruit now, eh? So you deal with him.
What shall we do, O fearless leader?
Picking the lock seems like the most sensible option, but I feel like if I say, hey, how about we smash the box? That might get him to come out on his own, but let's not scare the child.
You know, I prefer a subtle approach. I'll pick the lock and force Junjiro out.
No! Don't!
Then tell us what happened, Junjiro.
Okay, I did spill the ink, but only because I was busy making something important. And I tried to clean it up, but it's ink.
What were you making?
A banner for all of us. But it doesn't matter now. I threw it away where you made me drink that ash tea. And now I'm going to stay in this chest forever.
Ash tea?
Why does it lock on the inside?
The clearing where we held the ceremony. Junjiro's banner must be there.
Where's it? That way, right? Right. Excuse me.
Maybe if I hang it, he will come out of that chest.
Just got through the dojo this time. Still a little miffed I couldn't connect them with the connector thingies.
You are an artist, Junjiro. A messy one, but all the same.
Good job, Junjiro.
Do you like it, Yasuke?
During my time in these lands, I have seen many banners. Some belonging to allies, others to enemies. But of all the banners I have seen, there is none I would rather serve under.
Me neither.
Yatta! Sorry about the ink, Auntie Tomiko.
I always knew you'd make a mark on the world, Junjiro. I just didn't know it would start on my floor.
Now let me wear that on my back when I'm Yasuke.
Worries are dead. My promise is fulfilled. And my allies, my friends have thrived. What's next for me then? What will I do? I should speak with Tomiko. If anyone will have a straight answer, it's her.
Ah, you've returned. Both of you.
It's strange, Tomiko, to feel this way. Done.
You're not dead. Your work is done, but you are very much still here. Celebrate. Breathe. Rest. There will be time for more work later.
But what is my work? Protecting daimyo? Fighting battles that are not my own?
It is the work of living, building a life and harvesting the fruit. There will always be people in need. You are one of them now. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. It is good advice.
I hope you'll take it too.
Point taken. You and Yasuke should take a moment to speak with the others. They will be pleased to see you back healthy and whole.
What do you think? Do you want to talk to the others, or should I?
I guess I'll stay as now.
You go ahead. I will speak with them later.
Okay, it's still part of the quest then.
A marvelous league you have assembled. I am grateful. Do let Yasuke know I'm here, should you speak with him.
Feel like I would have gotten more out of that if I was Yasuke, and now opportunity's wasted. I can speak with Yasuke himself.
Hey,
It has been a long journey, my friend.
it's a lot, isn't it? How much we've seen and done together.
Together. And apart. There are things I have done that I've yet to reconcile.
We all have our own scars, our own secrets. I only wish you hadn't had to heal them on your own.
It is not like that, Naue.
Then what is it like?
When the Shimbakufu killed your father, you knew that you would hunt them down. You were driven, focused. You knew you would find them and bring them to justice.
Yes.
For me, for the men who wronged me, I never thought I would see them again, except for in my nightmares. So when I came to this place, I buried it all. I rebuilt myself through strength and service.
Until you found them. Here.
I want to look at it in a positive light, but I probably shouldn't be selecting the positive dialogue option. I think for a person, it's not going to feel positive.
It is its own kind of wound, to have pain unearthed like that. So suddenly, as quick as the blade you wear around your wrist. The depth of my anger surprised me. And now, the void that it has left behind.
I know how you feel. But that space, when the rage leaves, it makes room for something else.
What?
That's for you to decide.
That is a lot of talking options. It's a lot more people than I thought were around here. Oh, it's 10.
Such celebration. I shall have to prepare some tea to properly mark the occasion. A peaceful respite from your duties.
Master Rikyu.
Oh, come now. You cannot grow as wrinkled as I without learning to read the rune. I cannot condone all that you have done. But I now understand that, in your own way, you too bring balance to the world.
It was a dark road. But my allies lit the way.
Very good.
I feel like that's like the cue to wrap up, but like there's still so many to talk to. I don't want to miss stuff.
I congratulate you, Naue.
Thank you, Heiji. Whatever debt you owed Tomiko, you have repaid in full.
I think that's for Tomiko to decide.
Before. I improved everyone's weapons, but your friendship mended more in me.
I noticed a glint in your eye. You're working on something, aren't you?
I have a new idea. Something to sustain life instead of take it.
That will be an impressive sword.
Not a sword. A cooking knife. The best Sakai has ever seen.
I feel like that's supposed to be an aha moment for people who recognize him, but I don't. So there was no aha to be found, but I guess there's his historical presence. He went on to make kitchen knives. I'm sure they're good. People really like their kitchen knives.
Welcome home. Though it is a strange past that has led us here.
You and I, you mean?
And the rest of our allies. We have accomplished much. All for the greater good, I hope.
I've seen much evil in this world, Yaya. And I know our actions have brought good to its people.
But still, every choice has an echo, whether we hear it or not.
Then we must choose carefully and forgive quickly.
Ah, you've been listening.
See, that makes me feel like even the decision to have dialogue options, being able to pick what you say in some situations, even kind of thematically ties into the game, and isn't just like oh look, we brought back dialogue options from the other games. Remember that? From like a couple of games ago.
We've done it. After everything. I can't believe it. I wonder what timeless wisdom Shote would give us now.
My father? Nah. Let's just do as he would. Go straight to the rice wine.
I'll drink to that.
Okay, 2 more people to talk to.
Hong, I hope it's time to eat.
Yes, I wanted to share new food, thanks to your help.
Not enough natto for you?
New ingredients bring new ideas. Later, you will taste. I cannot stay long. Niwa's appetite makes me wealthy. Our food is still better than in Omi, or so I keep hearing.
So long, Hong.
Okay, and then we just need to speak to whoever's in here and then see what Tomiko was calling about.
Are you back for good this time, Inoue? No more danger?
Well, every light casts a shadow. But for the moment, I'm here to stay.
Yatta! There's so much I can show you! I've gotten even better at painting, especially detail. I practiced a lot on Auntie Tomiko.
And how did that go?
She asked me, why do you make my face look so old, Junjiro? And I said, because I've gotten better at painting. And then she hit me with the broom. But if you're home now, that means I can practice on you.
Yatta.
What else can we do?
That also reminds me of, like, that's something I have a bit of a greater appreciation for in Pokemon, in Legends Arceus.
I can introduce Naoe to Momo and Yuzu and Ume.
Is, like, the Pokedex being little painted... Well, I was gonna say painted cards. I guess they could be full sheets of paper. Like, I already understood that, like, oh, that's, it's painted, like an old Japanese painter would paint. But this game made me...
Fishing. I'm good at fishing. As
Junjiro.
long as the fish aren't too big and the mouths aren't too small.
Is that some painters in old Japan really would just find some animals out in the wild and they would sit there and sketch them. So it's kind of like that's what you're doing in Pokemon as well, and I thought that was pretty neat. A deeper appreciation for how the Pokedex works.
Did a tanuki dig up your root vegetables again?
No. This.
Oh, is that from Hanzo?
I didn't see anyone.
Neither did I.
You wouldn't have.
Since your birth, I have watched you, Ichibayashi Naoe. You have grown and changed in ways that surprise me. But more surprising still is the way you have changed me. I had thought hope was a useless thing, a burden to be cast aside. But in you, I finally see its strength. Hope is not a stone to weigh you down. It is a foundation in which to build. In exchange for this gift, I offer you two in return.
What's this?
The first is a symbol of what we will become. And the second? Well, suffice to say, I have a lead. Tsuyu is closer than we imagined. Hattori Hanzo.
The zoom out makes me think there's not going to be a quest for it.
Will you go to him?
No. He'll find me when he's ready.
And your mother?
I'll find her when I'm ready.
I will be here.
Junjiro will never let me hear the end of it if you weren't.
He is dear to me. I want to protect him. Always.
I know.
Found you!
You finally took off my new hood, I see.
Auntie Tomiko made me. She said I'd hurt myself running around with it falling over my eyes.
It is too big for you.
It is now, but maybe I'll grow into it.
Are you sure you want to? It's a big job.
I can do it. Anything is possible.
Okay, now this feels like it'd be okay to end here. Because now I get the sense like, oh, the story's not supposed to end with you finding Naoe's mother. It's supposed to...
As long as this land remains divided, the Kakushiba Ikkyu will protect its people.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that's supposed to be, like, not where the story continues to, but you could assume that when the story stops, that's where Naoe will be, searching for her mother. Okay, so we have Initiate, we have Apprentice, Master. I should have known. Don't know why it's red, but oh well. Wait, no, not that. Wait, hang on. Visualize. I wonder if this was the outfit I saw Naoe in when I did that, the benchmark test. And it loaded, it had a loading screen, and Naoe was in it, and she was wearing a really cool outfit. I could have sworn it was, like, black or dark blue, but maybe it was red. I remember there were, like, red accents, so maybe I'm misremembering. This could have been it. I'm sure there are plenty of outfits I didn't find. It's like, I remember seeing stuff for Yasuke that I saw it in the stores, but it's like, I shouldn't be wasting money on armor I'm not going to wear. I shouldn't be buying it just to have the cosmetic appearances for him. So I'm sure there's plenty of stuff. Plenty of different styles I didn't see. It's like, I only got this today. Which is, I recognize is just a palette swap of, like, this. And I don't really like this outfit. I think this is a nicer color. But I don't like that, like, straw sleeve. Or those porcupine quills. I don't know. I prefer having Yasuke in armor. And then there's like stuff where I found one part, but I didn't find both parts. Like what goes with the Defender head wrap? I mean, Defender armor, obviously, but did I find Defender armor? I have Destroyer armor, but what about Defender? Guardian? Defense Warrior? Is that in? I mean, it's not the same color, but I could see that working with the hood. I don't want to switch it though. I want to leave Yasuke in what he's in now. So, okay, yeah. I guess that's it now. Wait, let me look at the objective screen just to make sure. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, aside from side stuff, I don't know. I may do it later, but not on screen. But yeah, so we're gonna end here. Thanks for watching. Man, I can finally start uploading the VODs now because I like to wait till I've done all the games, so I can, when I upload them, I can label them like part 1 of 12 or whatever. So now I'll be able to do that tomorrow. So thanks for watching. See ya. I guess Friday we'll do Psychonauts 2. Unless I think of a one-off game that I want to do in the meantime. But I don't know. Probably not. So thanks for watching. See you Friday. Psychonauts 2. Bye.